What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to showcase Pokemon Go's newest form-changing Pokemon in the Go Battle League, which, of course, is going to be Cramorant. This Pokemon, aside from just looking kind of funny, is actually pretty good in the Go Battle League. It's going to be a Pokemon that takes a lot of getting used to, though, because it has a very complicated form-changing gimmick. Anytime you throw the Charge Attack, Dive, or Surf, I'll be running Surf on my moveset here, but Dive is a little bit cheaper, but it does a lot less damage. But either way, anytime you throw either Surf or Dive, Cramorant will enter a different form depending on your HP. If you're above half HP, you enter a form where anytime you get hit by a charge attack, you debuff your opponent's defense stat. And anytime that you are below 50% HP and your opponent throws a charge attack against you, they end up getting their attack lowered by 2 stages. It's a lot. I know it's a lot to go over here, but that is why we're going to head on into the battles. I don't think I'm doing it justice right now. I just got to try to figure out, what's going on with this Pokemon here. Of course, we got to be playing in the open greatly because it is not going to be available in the old system, but it is a very unique Pokemon, so I'm kind of excited to see if it's going to be good in practice. I haven't used it at all yet. I literally just built this Pokemon. I've been pretty busy over the last couple of days, so I actually missed an upload yesterday. Sorry about that. But hopefully I can make it up for you guys here. I'm trying to get a video in as long as queue times let me. There we go. We'll see. I mean, I haven't used Cramorant yet. I'm kind of excited to see what this thing can do. Fortress into Mimikyu. Okay, that is not a great lead matchup here. Although, if I remember, I might still be on Volt Switch. I should not be, but I forgot to TM since the last time I was running a Fortress in the Go Battle League. So that actually kind of works out for me. I will TM it after the battle. But this is going to be a little bit more helpful because instead of doing Bug Bites here, I'm doing neutral Volt Switches, and I get to lower the defense twice. Actually, I don't know if they fixed that yet. There's a bug where it doesn't actually lower it twice if you throw a defense dropping move to break the disguise. But either way, we do break the disguise, and we have another move ready to go here in just a second. Mimikyu will go for a Shadow Sneak against us, and that is going to hurt a decent amount, but Fortress is not that squishy. We should be able to survive that. Go for the Shadow Sneak, imagine that, the Sand Tomb rather, against us, and we'll see if they want to go for a shield or if they'll let it go down. Sand Tomb going to do quite a bit of damage. I'm going to try to snap him down with an Astonish if I can. Nice. Not normally a good idea, though, to save swap Galarian Corsola, as we're about to see here. There is a Licky Licky that ends up coming in, which is not the Pokemon I really want to see, but saying that my Cramorant also is kind of weak to roll out, I mean, I do need to bait this out at some point and try to take it down. And we will get this Power Gem off. We got the energy advantage from the swap in at the very least, so maybe I can get to a second Power Gem here. If they're on Earthquake, honestly, this matchup's not even all that bad for us. I guess we'll find out what they're going to throw. It's going to be a Shadow Ball, yeah. It's never the move you want to see, but it's fine. We have another Power Gem here. Either they CMP us or they let us get there, which means now they should be in a spot here where they're going to probably just get to 100 energy, which is a little bit scary, but maybe I can go for a catch at some point. And if I can, that would be kind of huge. Try to catch now. Do we get it? Well, they are just farming still. Okay. Do I get the move? Okay. Well, that works out too. Honestly, that might just be better. We get a defense drop against them. They got a little bit greedy. They thought they could roll out me down. They actually were very patient, though. They waited the turn to make sure I wasn't about to catch, and then they ended up just going for the extra fast moves. But because of that, able to get that Sand Tomb off. I'm going to wait down my switch clock just a little bit here, because at this point, I kind of want to be able to... Actually, I don't even know. It probably doesn't matter. I'm not going to probably be able to swap out again this game. What? They bring in... Okay, well, that works out for me. A Primeape comes in. All right, well, they can't really Karate Chop us down here, I'm not going to lie. They do have 100 energy still on the other guy, right? So we got to keep that in mind. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to do a play where I swap in the Cramorant to try to get a little bit of energy against this. I still have a lot of my Corsola left over. They probably have to go still for a Shadow Ball against us with that Licky Licky to knock us out. And yeah, 2 Rachis will knock us out here, but they would need a third to get my next shield after this. I'm going to go for the shield here. Unfortunately, not going to use much of Cramorant's form-changing gimmick in this game, it looks like, but, maybe we can do something here. Oh, I think I might be able to maybe show it for like 2 seconds this battle. I actually don't know if it triggers if you end up getting a knockout with Surf on the final move. We'll see, I guess. But yeah, not a lot of form changing happening game number 1 here. We get the knockout. I got a Pikachu in the mouth. Great. Not that that did much for us. But let me real quick TM off Volt Switch, even though honestly it did help out quite a bit that game. All right, there we go. Bug Bite Fortress. That's what we want to see. We'll be going back into the Go Battle League here and hopefully get more use out of Cramorant. That was really the Fortress Corsola show, that game. But I mean, Cramorant was doing quite a bit of damage with Pex. So if you don't know the stat product of what Cramorant is, it's almost like exactly what Pelipper's stats would be. So it's a Pokemon here that's not necessarily squishy, it's not really bulky, it's just very middle ground with where it's at. So it's honestly just a pretty solid Pokemon through and through. Peck is a very good fast attack. You have Fly and Surf, very solid charge attacks here. And with the form-changing gimmick, having abilities to debuff your opponents and do extra damage against them, I think this Pokemon might actually be pretty good down the line. Okay. They come in with a Marowak here. This is amazing for us because now Cramorant is exactly where it wants to be, right? I'm going to go... do I shield this? I mean, Rock Slide's super effective. Honestly, I'm going to shield the first one, mainly because the whole thing about Cramorant is you don't normally want to no-shield a move when you don't have a fish in your mouth or a Pikachu, as we saw in that last game for a second. So I will go for the Surf here, and we'll see if they want to go for a shield themselves, or if at this point they're fine just letting the Marowak go down. They do shield, okay. And now I have a little bit of a different fast move animation too, that's kind of funny. Let's see, what do I want to do? I'm going to shield this up. I think shielding this up is not a bad play, because at this point, I'm going to have a lot of HP still in my Cramorant left over, and whatever comes in is going to have to deal with this fish that I got in my mouth here, so I think that's going to be good for us. This Pokemon's so weird, man. It's such a strange Pokemon. But when I have a fish in my mouth, I think that debuffs your opponent's defense. When you have a Pikachu in your mouth, that debuffs your opponent's attack 2 stages. So it's like, it's so weird, right? It's such a strange gimmick, but it's also really cool at the same time. So we'll go for the Fly here against the Celio. You can't get 2 fishes in your mouth, so you might as well throw this move. And we'll see if they try to knock us out here, because, again, if they throw a damaging attack against us, a charge attack that is, I'm going to spit my fish at him. You're about to see this. It's going to be weird. But Body Slam, not even enough to knock us out. And look, I get a little bit of damage against them, and a defense drop. I might even just knock him out here, straight up. I'm going to bank the move, actually. And now I have a full attack ready for the backline. This game is looking pretty over for them, not gonna lie. I have Sand Tomb, Bug Bites, and a full Galarian Corsola. And I mean, I could get another fish in the mouth if I wanted to. So that's kind of cool. Sand Tomb gets no-shielded, nice. I mean, at this point, they can go for an Earth Power against us. It might knock us out from here. It might not be quite enough, though. So, I mean, we'll see. Earth Power is a pretty good move, but Gastrodon is not known for its damage. Yeah, literally like a 1 HP survive there. I kind of thought it'd be close, but that was about as close as it could get. Anyway, we Astonish down before they even get to another move, and looks like we beat the double Mud Slap team, which is also pretty good to see. And we actually got a little bit more of a showcase of what Cramorant can do that game, which I think is also exactly what we want to see here, right? We shot a fish out at a Marowak. Actually, no, at a Celio. That's what we did. I don't know. It's a weird Pokemon. But it is good. I think it's going to be good. Having all this utility of being able to debuff your opponent in different ways is really cool. But also, if you have to play against them, sometimes the best play to beat a Cramorant would be to go for a full farm down so you don't throw a charge attack, so you don't debuff yourself, or so you don't take any extra damage. And because of that, it opens up so many different ideas on how to play this game. And I always love that. And I'm honestly kind of surprised they introduced another form-changing Pokemon so soon here. So hopefully in the future, maybe we're going to get some more of these. Oh no, that's not a good lead. I'm going to go for 1 Bug Bite into a swap out here. Okay, wait a second. That's not terrible for us. You know what I'm going to do here? This might be a crazy play. I have no idea if this is a smart play at all, but I want a fish, so I'm going to go for Surf. If I went for Fly, I would not get a fish, so that's why we're surfing. Now, I know it's resisted, but now, if they throw a charge attack against us, they're going to debuff their defense stat, and they're going to make it as well, so they take a little bit of extra chip damage here. So I will let this go. Play Rough doesn't knock us out. Hydro Pump, if they're running that moveset, also doesn't. Yeah, so Ice Beam definitely doesn't. We lower their defense. We get a solid, I think it's like a 15% straight up HP, like, damage that you do there with your fish, which is kind of crazy for a Pokemon like Azumarill that's already pretty bulky, right? So we get to go for the Fly here. We get the knockout thanks to the defense drop. Maybe that was the way to play out the matchup. And in the backline, gonna be Hisuian Electrode. All right, well, I would imagine this game's looking pretty good for us now, but it's not 100% over here, just because Ninetales is kind of a stupid Pokemon at times. With that said, they only get 4 Thunder Shocks there, so they're not quite at a Wild Charge yet. I'll bring in my Fortress, get as much fast move pressure as I can, and now in comes the Ninetales. I gotta do as much Astonish damage as I can here, because I think over time, this does get a little bit awkward for us. I'll let the first one go. If this is an overheat, so be it, but I feel like they'd never overheat first. excuse me, even if they had that as a move on their Pokemon here. No, I feel like what they would always do is potentially go for Weather Ball first, and then if they do have Overheat, maybe the second move they'd throw would be the Overheat. So I might be tempted to shield this one. I know it's almost never going to be an Overheat, but I gotta shield something this game anyway, so I'm kind of fine with that. But I don't want to shield the move after, because they do have that energy still on Electrode, right? So because of that, if I ever go for a shield against a Weather Ball here, then Electrode can just swap in and go for a higher damaging move and make its only one attack would knock us out, whereas they still need two moves from this Ninetales to KO us. Yeah, we're still pretty healthy here. They might try to switch. In fact, they just did. You know what? We'll shield this up. We've got a lot of energy here, and it's not like they can really farm down Fortress either, right? Fortress at this point, Bug Bites, while they are resisted, they do so much damage. So now they have to be one away from their next attack here to win this game. Now, Ninetales is pretty quick, so there's a chance they could potentially get to that attack. But there's also a chance they don't. And I'm hoping they don't. Oh no, they do. Oh man. Okay, well, we almost came back from a pretty bad lead. Cramorant actually put in so much work here. It was just, I don't know, maybe I should have committed just fast move pressure at some point, not even thrown the Nightshade against this Ninetales. That's crazy, though. I didn't think we were going to lose that one after our Cramorant did so much work. But you know what? Well played to them. Ninetales just a little bit too good. That's what this new system sometimes does, let you pull off, is those quicker pacing Pokemon, they can just spam out so much damage, and not taking that final Astonish there, like if that was on the old system, that would be a win for us, because we would snipe down with that Astonish first. But luckily, I don't really care how it works as long as it is consistent, and on the new system, it seems like it's getting much more consistent by the day. Oh, interesting, Tinkaton lead. Okay, I know here that on Bug Bite, I win the Zero Shield matchup, straight Sand Tomb. And what I'm going to do here is, since my Bug Bites already do 2 damage per turn, and debuffing them with a Sand Tomb doesn't make it so I do 3 damage per turn ever, I might as well just not throw energy for a while here, just in case they want to switch out. I'll just build up, and we'll see what they do. Like, if they switch here, then I want to be able to have energy for whatever they bring in. And if they stay in, then I want to get my 2 Sand Tombs off. So that is what we're about to do. Big Sand Tomb number 1. Okay, interesting. They come in with a Licky Licky here. I mean, I'm not really that scared of the Tinkaton, but I don't know exactly how I'm going to take out the rest of this Licky Licky here. Although it is debuffed, which is pretty nice. Maybe I'm just going to force them to throw energy against our Fortress here. I think I don't hate that play, because they do have to Shadow Ball us. A Body Slam's not going to be quite enough to KO us from this range. So if they do go for that, then I can actually do... Can I actually just get to another move? I can. Okay. Well, that's not too bad, then. I'll get the Sand Tomb off. Maybe we get a shield. Probably not, but maybe we do. Sand Tomb. So close. They do have a Shadow Ball ready to go, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it's a -1 Shadow Ball. It's not going to do that much damage to us here. So I should be able to survive, no shield this, farm down, and then likely that Tinkaton will come back in, because they are pretty close to a Gigaton Hammer, and I'd imagine they don't have 3 insane answers to Cramorant. Right? There's no way. And getting rid of that Licky Licky is also pretty good for us for another reason, mainly that I have my Galarian Corsola in the backline that really doesn't want to see it. All right. I guess this is good. I didn't really know what to do there for a second. I thought this was a fellow Cramorant, but fun fact, I guess you can take a look at the typing at the top of the screen there. Cramorant is a flying in water. Mantine is a water and flying, so like really, really good players could probably take advantage of that, which is like kind of interesting to see, actually. How much does a Twister do? Does that knock us out from here? Hopefully not. Oh, that's way closer than I'd like, though. I don't know if I'm getting another move off this game. Anyway, Corsola is very bulky. We should be able to survive the damage here from a Mantine. The big problem is there is a chance at a catch on their part this game, which would be kind of scary. They go for a Twister. Maybe 3 Twisters is their play? I'm going to go... Well, maybe I shouldn't even go straight Nightshade, because I don't know if I'm going to get 3 attacks myself here, so I probably should just go double Power Gem. But either way, if they let this go, that's fine, I guess. Why did I do that? I don't know. Yeah, we should have just Power Gemmed. Anyway. We are surely fine. Twister is gonna hurt, but we do survive. And we have another Nightshade ready to go. It's really just going to come down this game to if I can get to another move against that Tinkaton before anything crazy happens. Okay, they throw out alignment here. I don't know. I think Tinkaton's going to get to a move first, and I don't think my Cramorant's going to be able to just barely survive. If I had a better Cramorant, there might actually be a chance for us here. But my Cramorant's honestly not that good. So that's why I'm so low on HP. If I could survive one more Fairy Wind of damage, I'd actually be able to win this game potentially, or at least tie this game. I don't know, maybe I do survive a Fairy Wind. Oh, I do! Okay, hold on. Maybe I can get a tie? I don't know. How healthy is that Mantine here? I'm going for the Surf. It doesn't really help us, because the fish only fires off against the opponent if they throw a charge attack against us. Come on, I'll take a tie, I guess. I probably should have just got the win, though, if I just went straight Power Gem. But you know what? That's on me. That's not even me, like, not knowing how to play Cramorant, though. That's just me not knowing how to play Corsola, which I guess is also fair. I don't play that Pokemon too much. I don't like it, because it can be pretty RPS, but, I mean, it's also pretty good neutrally, right? I mean, people always use it against me. It always feels pretty good. But it's also a Pokemon that, like, I mean, we've seen how many Licky Lickies so far today? Maybe I should have had, like, an actual Licky Licky answer on my team. But, I mean, I bet Cramorant's not that bad in that matchup. We just haven't been in a spot where it can be, like, not terrible for us. Okay, Shadow Fortress. If this is on Bug Bite, pretty neutral. If it's on Volt Switch, not the best. It looks like it is Bug Bite, so very even matchup here. I will be curious to see what move they go for. There's a chance they try to go for a Sand Tomb first if they don't think they'd win CMP, but I went for the Rock Tomb, they went for the Rock Tomb. Or, well, they threw a move on CMP with my Rock Tomb. Maybe it's a Sand Tomb bait. But we do land the full-on attack there. That does a lot of damage against them. I do wonder at this point, what do they have in the back line here? I'm going to switch out. It might be a bad play, but I want to get an energy lead here if I can, because energy on my Cramorant is likely a good thing. I don't know why they let me get a full peck down there. Okay. Oh, that's one waterfall? Okay, wait. This is real... What? Okay. What was that? Also, ABA Steel is insane. I don't know, I've never been so baffled in my life. What just happened? I kind of wanted to see where that game was going, I'm not gonna lie. But I bet Cramorant could have just won that 2-shield matchup against Empoleon and permanently debuffed the final Pokemon. Which is likely why they top lefted, but I was not expecting that. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like that might have been a little bit premature. They had no idea what my third Pokemon was. Whatever, we won't argue with success. I mean, a 3-1-1 set, not too bad to start out here, especially because, like, I think one of the loss I had, yeah, definitely could have been winnable. The tie definitely could have been winnable, so could have been a 5-0, imagine that. I'm not well known for clutching out 5-0s, I guess, in the Go Battle League, but it's fine. We'll get some wins here against Justin. All right, Shadow Fort into Fearow. All right, you know, this is a bit of a core breaker for our team here. They swap. Okay. Did they think... I bet what they just did there is they tested for the fast move to see if I was on Volt Switch, and since I was staying in, they duped themselves into thinking that I was on Volt Switch. At least that's like what I'm thinking in my head. Either way, getting rid of this is pretty good for my Cramorant potentially later on. We have the Sand Tomb. Our opponent very likely here is going to let this go because it doesn't do that much damage. But if they do let it go, then I think I can do a 1-shield full Bug Bite down. And if they bring back in that Fearow, I can get his shield back by going for a Rock Tomb. If they bring in the final Pokemon, then I'll know all 3 of their Pokemon before they've seen even a second of mine. Yeah, they're just going straight Mud Bomb here, which means their pacing is slightly worse, which means I guarantee the farm down, and we'll see what comes in. Okay. I guess they got 2 pecks there. Amazing stuff. I'll go for the Rock Tomb. This should get a guaranteed shield, and we'll see now if swapping into Cramorant is a terrible play. It's not too bad for us, actually. It's, well, it's gonna be weird. So here's the problem, right? They have a Fearow, and the reason that's a problem is because I have a Corsola, and that's not great. With that said, I think there's a funny thing I can do here. Does my fish kill them? I think it does. I think my fish is about to kill them, or at least put them into farm down range. So... okay, it doesn't quite kill them. That is so weird how that damage looks. Anyway, now we fly this. And now Galarian Corsola is going to have to take a lot of damage, but as long as I can get to a power gem before they knock us out, I should be good. And I don't think Galarian Corsola is going to get two-shot from full HP by power gem, or by Jilpex rather, before I get to the power gem. I'll shield the first, just to guarantee here they have to throw another 2. And then we'll see what happens. I'm only 2 more Astonishes away from my attack here, so mathematically, I don't even think they can get there. Yeah, okay, nice. I think we're fine. Yeah, it looks like they realize at that point it's pretty over. That was an interesting game. Man, the mechanic there with the fish, with Cramorant, knocking out the Thievul, basically, that's actually so huge. Like, every matchup that you're playing with Cramorant, you're basically fighting with an advantage where your opponent has like 15% less HP. So neutral matchups are really good for you. Bad matchups are probably playable enough, and good matchups, I bet they just feel so dominant. Not that I've been in too many like super good matchups, at least not without also steamrolling the rest of the game. So we'll see, we'll see. But I honestly think this Pokemon is looking really, really good right now. Fortress into Shadow Annihilate. All right, well, this is going to be a bit of a test here, because my team does not like seeing that in the lead. Bink. Okay, great. Any guesses as to the third Pokemon? There's probably a lot of things that could be in the back line. I'll go for the Surf here. It should be able to... I mean, it probably doesn't two-shot. Yeah, not quite. But I mean, if they throw an attack into us, well, then I'm dead, so that doesn't help. Good counting by them. I'm gonna get his shield down. I don't know, maybe it's a bad play. If I had a little bit better pacing, or if Carbink wasn't so stupid, I'd be able to get a third Surf off, and that'd be pretty helpful. But looks like I will get Rock thrown down here. They do shield that. And unfortunately, because I did shield the move earlier this game, I'm not actually going to be able to get my fish any use. But I think I'm fine with that, because at this point, I really just have to hope that we're not going to get completely RPS this game. And I know that's like hoping against hope here, but sometimes you have to. I bet you it's a Licky Licky in the backline, and we've lost this game the second we queued into this trainer. We'll see, though. I do have to throw energy here, unfortunately. Oh, man, this game would be looking a lot better, say, if the order of Pokemon they were using was different for me. But yeah, the Santomb does get the knockout. They bring back in the Annihilate, makes sense. I'll bring in my my Corsola here. I mean, it's not terrible, but I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's good enough. I don't think that's a good enough Pokemon for us to see, because I need to land a Nightshade still into the Annihilate to win this match. And the big problem here is, I mean, they have payback, right? So, like, the one way I can maybe win is if somehow, like, if I can shield properly. Like, if they Air Cutter bait us right now, it's probably a lost cause no matter what. We'll see. If I would have called that, imagine. Yeah, we probably lose this game from here then. Yeah, wow, that's a savage bait. Maybe they're not on payback. Maybe they're on Ironhead. Okay, hold on. So now my win con is pretty clear, right? I need to farm all the way down, double Nightshade the Annihilate. That's like the one chance that I have. But if Annihilate can get to another move, or if this Corviknight even can, then I probably lose the game. All right, if Annihilate's at the move or one away, they do still win. Which I do think they are just about there, right? But, like, I don't know if I can really try to go for a catch here. Yeah, I should have gone for the catch. Like, the way I would have had a chance is I should have waited the turn and, like, gone for the catch right when their counter was coming through. But I didn't even play for that win con. Oh man, I actually had a chance there. Them going for the Air Cutter bait instantly was a little bit savage. Them not being on payback, though, bailed us out a little bit, but not enough. They knew at that point not to give me enough energy to get to back-to-back Nightshades. And that was a little bit unfortunate. But it was closer than it could have been, saying it was about as RPS as it could have been at the start. But I mean, Cramorant didn't really do anything super interesting that game. That's like the big weakness of Cramorant is fast move pressure. If you're not forced to throw a charge attack against it, then you don't have to be worried about the whole form-changing gimmick that it has. So it does make it a little bit awkward, honestly, sometimes. What is this doing here? This person must have been inspired from Evolution Cup. Fletchinder, amazing. I'm so happy I'm fighting a Fletchinder. You know what? I'm gonna let this through. I know it's gonna be a fly, and it will put me down into range where I should be in the Pikachu form. Why did I throw this into a Kingdra, man? I really wanted to just... I wanted to... Oh, I wanted to use my Pikachu form. Oh, that's why we did it, because they shield. And if they don't throw an attack into us, we get the fly, I think. Never mind. Oh, that's not great. Oh, man. You know, if I could have got that, that would have been such a big brain play. I think we have to shield a Surf. We might even have to shield a second at some point here. At least we'll get a huge farm down, and Fletchinder is not a Pokemon that wants to take Rock Tombs, right? So honestly, maybe... Do I just instantly shield this? I think I do, because I don't think they bait us here. Yeah, Big Surf. If they get to another one here, that's kind of annoying. But they actually bring in the Fletchinder, which I'm pretty fine with, because Rock Tomb will knock out. And if they go for the shield, then it's a debuffed Fletchinder against my Galarian Corsola, which is not as bad. So we'll see what they want to do. I mean, they probably go for a fly here, right? 9. Now, I don't know the bulk of Fletchinder. I'm going to be honest. I think there's a good chance they survive if I go for the Nightshade. So I'm going to go for the full-on Power Gem. We'll learn from our mistake that we made in the previous game where we went for an unnecessary bait, right? We'll go for the Power Gem, guarantee the knockout or the shield. And now we have Corsola plus Forretress against a Florges in the back line. Okay. Well, we have a lot of fast move pressure here with Corsola. They're at 7, so maybe a Moonblast, but maybe not if they're not running that moveset. But I don't think a Moonblast would even knock us out from here, so we'll see. Just a Chilling Water, so they're at 2. 3, 4. All right. Well, at this point, they need another attack to knock us out here. And we're doing quite a bit of damage just in general with our Corsola. So we'll see what happens. 6, 7, 8. Okay. I'm going to swap into my Forretress right now because at this point, I want to put the pressure on. I want to clear my debuff that I have on my Corsola, and I want to force 2 charge attacks out of him. 9, 10, 11, 12. Interesting play. What are they doing here? Is this... Are they actually on Moonblast? Or is this going to just be a Chilling Water? It's just chilling. Okay. That does knock us out. But, like, I'm almost at my move here with my Corsola. So, I mean, they needed to bank up energy somewhere. I thought what they were going to do is, like, maybe bank a move on Florges and then swap into Kingdra to build up even more energy. But no, I guess that works out for us. We should be able to astonish this down, right, before the next move. Yeah. Okay, well, we got the win there. Another kind of a weird game. I just tunnel visioned so hard on wanting to use the Cramorant form change mechanic. It didn't really even matter at all, but, you know, it could have. Imagine the world where I had a better Cramorant. This world would be amazing. I saw Homesize Henry got, like, a super good one on his first encounter. Man, I guess it probably doesn't matter. I'll build a better one. I'm using, like, I think it's a 9, 10, 14. It's really bad, but it's, like, the best one I've got so far. You don't get a lot of encounters with it this event. I think it's, like, mainly through GBL, and you can get it through taking a picture with your buddy, like, once a day. Honestly, it's, for such a good Pokemon, it's a shame how hard it is to get. Alright, I don't know why that queue took so long here, but at least through the power of video editing, you won't have to worry about it. Tinkaton lead. Okay, once again, we saw this a second ago. Not the worst lead ever. And just like last time, I'm just going to build energy here. And I'm going to try my best to save energy. Man, I swear, is this like... Did I lag a turn? I think I might have lagged a turn somewhere there. Because I should have been, like, at the Sand Tomb right when their Gigaton Hammer was. Maybe it's just, like, the energy is not coming through as quickly as I'd like it to, though. We'll see. I should be able to throw my next Sand Tomb immediately here and have it be 1 turn before their next Gigaton. So if I can do that, that's good. If it's on CMP, though, that's bad. Okay. Licky comes in. Not a bad Pokemon to see. Honestly, this game's playing out very similarly to one that we saw earlier. Maybe this is this like the same opponent, or maybe at least the same team? Hard to say, but I mean, I'm happy to get that damage off against them. 6. Again, they do have to Shadow Ball us to knock us out from here, so we'll see what they want to do. I would love to see a Body Slam, but no, they do Shadow Ball this time, so maybe it's not the same player. They're at 2, I believe, right now. 3, 4, and they throw an alignment here. I think I will shield this, because even though it is a debuffed move, I think they're going to get to a second one. And if they go for a Shadow Ball here, I'd rather shield the Shadow Ball rather than, like, shielding a Body Slam or something. Whoa, interesting. They come in with a Tinkaton now. I mean, the funny thing is, I do wall their moveset here, right? Like, technically, I mean, I know it's not the best matchup still for us, just because Tinkaton is such a excuse me, a busted Pokemon with Gigaton Hammer. But again, I can utilize my fish. I can shoot my fish at them and do a decent chunk of damage to them, as well as debuffing their defense stat here, which I think is really funny. So that's what we're going to do. And I'll go for the charge attack right before like a bulldoze or anything, just because I can't quite peck down here. And I wouldn't mind making it a little bit more uncomfortable for them to try to knock us out if they do bring in Licky Licky. That is so weird, having a Pikachu in my mouth. Okay, we don't fall for the catch. That's good, but it's not game over yet, right? We have to get like a huge Astonish down here. And then if we do that and double Power Jam and Fly, we can win this game. They probably Body Slam bait. They don't. Okay, good. I had to wait the turn to make sure a catch didn't happen there. That was such a pivotal turn wait to get right there. All right. We're almost at back-to-back Power Gem. And I think we're actually still outside of range where 2 Drill Pecks knock us out. So I think we're good this game, but it will be a little bit closer than I'd like. Just because, you know, I don't know if I one-shot here with the Power Gem. And if I ever, like, mess up and CMP a move with my Cramorant instead of, you know, getting my attack off, then we lose the game. But looks like we're fine here. Because by getting my move off now, I guarantee we still survive a move with my Galarian Corsola. They can't go for, like, a CMP here, snipe down our energy. And so this plus the Power Gem should be enough. I guess I should have gone for Fly. Fly does do more raw damage, and they're the same energy. It doesn't matter, though. I knew some combination of moves here would get the knockout. And with that said, we get the Power Gem through. We knock out the Fearow, and we get the win. And man, they played that out almost like it was a player that we fought before. I don't know, maybe it was. You'll have to let me know. But it doesn't matter. Either way, we got the win against that team. Not a lot of play for Corsola, quite a bit of play, I'd say, for Fortress. And I mean, some play for Cramorant, so you can't really get too upset about that. And honestly, the fish came in clutch there. Did it? Wait, no, it didn't. It was fine, I guess, but I started to throw a second move, so the fish sucked. I don't know. Well, it's so weird. It's so hard to figure out how to properly utilize it. Is this on Volt Switch? Yeah, makes sense. A lot of the time here in the Go Battle League, you see these regular Fortress on Volt Switch, the Shadow on Bug Bite, and in the mirror match, you definitely would rather be on Volt Switch because Bug does get resisted by Fortress here, so they're doing a lot more neutral fast move pressure, and not only that, they're actually able to do a little bit more energy generation here too, because Volt Switch is able to have just a little bit more energy per turn. Rock Tomb going to be thrown. Our opponent does let it go. And I mean, at least we're doing some nice chip damage here, right? They have to go for a Rock Tomb to knock us out. A Sand Tomb would not quite do it, so we'll see how they want to play this out. They're at 3. They do Rock Tomb, so they're dry now. And they're at -1 attack. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see them switch out here. There is a good chance they're just running some sort of RPS team, and we'll find out if that is the case shortly. Interesting. It's a Ferrothorn. Ooh. Guys, please tell me I'm not seeing this. One Ninetales completely destroys this guy. Oh my goodness. I've never been this upset at a single trainer in the Go Battle League. Wow. I mean, they have to have like a Ninetales answer, right? Is it just a Carbink? Is it just a Carbink in the back? That's like my guess here. It's just a Bink. I'm going to switch out here, go for a Shield on a Power Rip, or maybe a Thunder if they're crazy. But, you know, that freaking Fortress is still around. But it's fine. I think what I can do here is Shield once and farm down. I will take an unnecessary amount of Volt Switch damage here, unfortunately, but sometimes you got to. And we'll see if the final Pokemon is something we actually have play against. We have back-to-back attacks here. Don't be a Carbink. Oh. It's their own bird. Okay. Is this good for us? I don't actually know. I don't think it's amazing, necessarily. I'm going to switch out here. Clear my debuff. I think they got us. I think they just... They have too much health. I said I wanted to fight a Cramorant. I didn't mean like this. Okay, dive us, trainer. Please throw dive. No, they fly. Ah, that is unfortunate. Wait, that doesn't really help that much. we still lose. But man, that is maybe the worst team I have ever seen in my life. Do not run this trainer's team. Sure, they just beat me. With that said, they did just RPS me. Well, they core broke me pretty hard in the lead. The backline wasn't too bad, but the lead was bad enough that that's all it took. That is unfortunate. Do not run ABA weak to Ninetales. Oh, Cramorant. Good stuff. I guess that's how you're supposed to get more of these guys, right? But yeah, don't run that guy's team. Run my team. Its accent teams are better. That team still bugs me, man. Anyway, is this the rank 1? Honestly, maybe better than the one I just built. Nope. I guess I'll be trading this one. But, you know, it was a fun showcase here. Honestly, I didn't get a lot of use out of the gimmick itself, but even just its moveset as a whole is such a good thing here to use. Let me save this set here so I can have it for another day. But yeah, it's interesting. It's a cool Pokemon. I'm not 100% sure how to, like, optimize it as much as I should, but I feel like this Pokemon is going to be very good going forward, and it's a Pokemon that takes a lot of getting used to, so definitely expect some more Cramorant gameplay out of me in the future. But yeah, thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.